If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns had one mission this offseason: change the narrative. After stumbling through a brutal 3-14 season, something had to give. And for a moment, it looked like the franchise might lose its cornerstone, Myles Garrett. The All-Pro defensive end shocked the football world when he publicly requested a trade, shaking up not only the fan base, but also the front office. The tension didn't last long though. Garrett ultimately stayed, but not without a price. He signed a blockbuster extension that made him the highest paid defensive player in NFL history. Let that sink in. He's not just a face of the Browns, he's the financial face of defensive football. That commitment showed just how much Cleveland is banking on Garrett to not only anchor this defense, but help usher in the next generation of dominance. And now, he's got some serious help arriving from the college ranks, ready to learn from the master. Enter Graham. The name alone is about to become household in Cleveland. A mountain of a man. This rookie defensive tackle was taken with the No. 5 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, a selection that may very well reshape the Browns' defensive identity for the next decade. While fans and analysts alike speculated whether Cleveland would snag someone flashier, like the versatile Travis Hunter at number 2, the Browns chose to trade down and bet big on the trenches. And make no mistake, this wasn't settling. Graham is a beast. He helped power Michigan to a national championship in 2023, anchoring one of the most fearsome defensive units college football has seen in years. Now he steps into a Browns locker room filled with both tension and hope, looking to prove that he's not just the future of this team's defense, he's the now. And the first thing he did? Talk about Garrett. According to Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com, Graham used just one word to describe Myles Garrett: alien. One word, but it says everything. In the world of elite athletes, being called an alien is the highest form of respect. It means you don't belong to the same planet as everyone else. You're operating on a different level, physically, mentally, emotionally. And that's exactly how Garrett is perceived inside NFL circles. From his freakish athleticism to his relentless work ethic, Garrett has set the standard. For a rookie like Graham, who's already expected to be a future face of the franchise, that kind of reverence shows he knows exactly what kind of environment he's walking into. He's not just aware of Garrett's greatness, he's hungry to absorb it. And that's the mentality Cleveland needs from every new addition if this team is going to claw its way back to playoff relevance. What makes this moment even more compelling is the contrast between the two players. Garrett is a polished superstar, the kind of player whose name alone sends offensive coordinators into a cold sweat. He's been through the wars, on and off the field. He knows the pressure of carrying a franchise, of being the one who must perform regardless of the chaos around him. Graham, on the other hand, is the wide-eyed warrior entering the fray for the first time. He brings youth, hunger, and a national title pedigree from Michigan, but he also brings humility. That one word, alien, tells us that he's not here coming in with ego. He's coming in with respect, with a learner's mindset. And in the NFL, that's gold. Because talent can get you drafted, but attitude keeps you in the league. And Graham seems to have both in abundance. Cleveland might have struck gold in this draft without even knowing it. The connection between Garrett and Graham has the potential to be one of the most exciting defensive duos in the league. It's the classic passing or the torch scenario, though Garrett isn't done yet by any means. If anything, this new deal means he's more motivated than ever to prove he's worth every cent. And having a guy like Graham lining up next to him could open up Garrett's game in ways we haven't even seen yet. Offenses won't be able to double team Garrett on every snap anymore. Not when there's a 300-pound wrecking ball crashing the interior from the inside. That dynamic can elevate Cleveland's pass rush to an elite level, something the franchise has sorely lacked for years. And for fans who've endured more heartbreak than highlight reels, this duo could be the turning point. A chance to finally build something sustainable on the defensive side of the ball. One of the most important aspects of this story isn't just what happens on the field. It's the culture shift happening in Cleveland. Garrett staying despite his initial trade request sends a message. This is still a team worth believing in. And Graham's immediate deference to him confirms it. This isn't a team in disarray. It's a team in transition. And transitions can be powerful if they're handled correctly. The front office clearly believed in building from the trenches out, and the fans are starting to buy in. After all, you don't draft a defensive tackle in the top 5 unless you're serious about changing the core of your defense. And the Browns didn't just pick a guy. They picked a leader, a force, a tone setter. Graham might only be a rookie on paper, but in mindset and maturity, he's already speaking the language of the pros. Enjoying the content so far. Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. The stakes couldn't be higher. This upcoming season will be a proving ground not just for Graham and Garrett, but for the entire Browns organization. Can they rebound from the disaster of a 3-14 season? Can they finally find consistency in a division that never gives anyone a break? With Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, and an ever-dangerous Steelers defense lurking in Pittsburgh, the AFC North is a minefield. But every minefield has a path through it, and Cleveland believes its new defensive foundation is the map. Garrett brings the fire, the experience, the legacy. Graham brings the fresh legs, the raw power, the unshakable confidence of a national champion. And when those two forces collide on the same line, offensive lines better start praying now, right? Fans can't help but dream. Imagine 3rd and long in a playoff game, Garrett on the edge, Graham bulldozing up the middle, and quarterbacks with nowhere to run. That's not just wishful thinking, it's a very real possibility if both players stay healthy and keep developing chemistry. And that chemistry seems to be forming fast. For Graham to walk into the locker room and immediately label Garrett an alien shows that the respect is already there. The foundation of any great partnership, whether in sports or life, is mutual respect. And in the ruthless high-pressure world of the NFL, that kind of foundation can make all the difference. The Browns don't just have talent on the defensive line now, they have identity. And that identity is going to be forged in the trenches every single Sunday. But of course, none of this means anything if it doesn't translate into wins. Browns fans are tired of moral victories. They want scoreboard results. They want primetime performances. They want playoff football back in Cleveland. And while no one player can do that alone, Garrett and Graham might be the tandem that leads the charge. They represent two different eras of Browns football, one nearing its peak, the other just beginning. Together, they could build a bridge that takes this franchise to a place it hasn't seen in decades. Consistent relevance, the kind of team that not only makes the playoffs but expects to. And if that happens, we'll look back at this moment, this rookie calling Garrett an alien, as the beginning of something truly special. So for now, Browns fans should buckle up. The season is fast approaching, and all eyes will be on that defensive front. Myles Garrett, the alien, still in his prime, and now the highest paid defender in the game, leading the charge. And right beside him, the hungry rookie from Michigan, looking to make his mark and maybe, just maybe, one day earn the title of alien himself. It's not just a rebuilding year, it's a redefining year. And Cleveland, for the first time in a long time, has reason to believe. Not in hype, not in hope, but in players who show up, speak less, and do more. Because in football, as in life, actions always speak louder than words, even when that one word is as powerful as alien. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!